Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to the Silly Goose Sports Talk. I'm Big T.
And I'm Skippy. Before we begin today's episode, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because it helps us bring you the latest sports news. Now, how's your week? How was your big week? The Big T.
It was pretty good. What we did was we had good old nothing special except for watch the football team, but other than that, we had a pretty good week. How about
Yeah.
you?
Well, I got all dressed up. So, have you been to the dinner theater?
Which one? Riverside?
Yeah,
I went there for a wedding once.
for a wedding. That's
Yeah, they have wedding
random.
receptions there.
Hmm.
In the
Yeah.
war
Well,
room.
so normally it's a dinner theater where they have musicals and stuff. So we went to our grandparents took us to see Meet Me in St. Louis. It was good.
Nice.
And it was just an extra excuse to to wear a suit. So of course I had my normal suit, like with like the same one I used for my gangster one, and I had my Christmas tie and stuff. And so my grandpa had like this top hat, and so it's like this big, and he put holly in it from his neighbor's holly tree, but we don't talk about that part. And so the way
Maybe what if that
two
neighbor's listening to
comments
the
that
show?
we got two comments that they were saying that we were the most festive people there. Like even my grandpa, our waiter, who was like he was like, you guys are the most festive people there. And then my grandpa goes to put on his hat. It's like I'm not kidding. He actually said, "Sir, can I shake your hand?" At when it with the top hat. It was really funny.
Yeah, so also what happened with the zap?
Oh yeah, this literally
2
happened
seconds before we
two
started.
seconds before we started because I've been trying to fix my monitor because it's not working. Maybe you can be jagged off the week. So has anyone ever done that where you're trying to take a plug out, your finger accidentally touches it, and you get like a little zap?
Like it's
But
not that it hurts, but it's like, "Ugh!"
it like shakes you. It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's like the muscle spasm because the electricity, like, you're like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, it's that happened. That was weird. Anyways, we have a lot, and when I mean a lot, we have a lot to talk about. So let's jump right into football.
Yes, sir. Holy moly! Washington football team kicks off the game versus the Raiders with a long opening drive, capped off by a 7-yard touchdown to Logan Thomas. The Raiders fought back to get a field goal at the end of the half, and the Raiders tacked on a field goal in the third. Washington responded with a touchdown by Antonio Gibson. Vegas responded with a touchdown of their own to make it a 14-12 game. And a late pick by Taylor Heinicke allowed Vegas to kick the game winner with 2 minutes left. Or did they? Washington drove down the field, and Brian Johnson, Washington's 4th kicker of the year, nails a jackpot from 48 yards out, and Washington takes the win, 17-15. Logan Thomas went down with a knee injury. MRI showed it's not an ACL tear, but there's ligament damage. He might be back before season's end. But one thing I got to say is before my stuff cut off last night, I was trying to type that the dude that hit Logan Thomas was a cheap shot. He should be Jagoff of the week. And yeah, Skippy, you would not be able to pronounce that name. Even I couldn't pronounce it. But we'll find that out next week. We'll get that stuff. Oh, and also, fun fact, FedEx Field has not sold out since the Taylor Swift concert in 2018. So good job, Washington football team. Get that attendance up.
No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that attendance down.
No, we got to get that attendance up because nobody's showing up to these games.
Have you heard about Adam? Have you heard about what Adam's saying?
Which part? I talked to him a lot. Actually, we're having him on the show.
He's saying good job, fans, for not showing up.
The team's winning now. The team's winning, so they should start going.
Yeah, but still, do you really want to?
There's a lot of off the field trouble, but if we could just get a little bit of attendance, that could solve a lot of problems. I do not believe it could solve everything, not even close, because there's a lot of off the field stuff. But if there were people in the stands supporting this team, then that would be something there would be a lot more. I mean, 2012 levels, that RG3 playoff game was I remember that like it was loud on the TV. I never remembered a Redskins game that was at FedEx Field with it being loud. And I was like 7, and everybody was like, "Whoa, I can barely hear the announcer." I get that's how packed FedEx was. FedEx is never packed anymore, and we need to see that again. So that's my tangent. So
All right. Let's hop into another game that did have a full arena. Haha. We have Steelers versus Ravens. Was exactly what you expected. Of course, Steelers just trying to give me a heart attack every single game. It was a close divisional game. Steelers were, well, looking rusty, and we're down 7-3 at the half. Even at the end of the third, they were down 10-3, but Big Ben heated up and led the team to a late touchdown to drive the take the lead with a 2-point conversion. They were up 20-15. Now, the Ravens then drove down the field to score a touchdown, but then with the defense hurt, they rolled the dice and went for a 2. A disruption by TJ Watt caused Jackson to throw wide, and the Steelers won the game. Now, TJ Watt with 5 sacks, 6 QB hits, and a forced fumble. Even though he missed 2.5 games, he leads the league with 16 sacks and is on pace to break the single season record of 2.5.
Dang. Now, what I say about that, Baltimore should have run the ball on that 2-point conversion, or they should have at least just kicked the PAT.
Yeah.
He said something about Tucker not being there, but I don't know the full context of that. They have a punter. Punters can hit PATs. Washington should have done that on Monday night.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we have a few other games. So we have Dallas, who just kicks New Orleans out of here.
Yeah,
27-17.
We got the Colts. They shut out the Texans 31-0. No surprises there.
Yep, the Lions absolutely stunned the Vikings 29-27.
Yeah, there was a touchdown in that game as time expired, so that was nice. And the Dolphins, they take down the Giants 20-9. Now they're on a 5-game win streak. We have one really happy buddy, I bet.
Let's go, Dolphins. Yeah, we have the Bucks beat Atlanta 30-17.
We got the Eagles beating the Jets 33-18, and Gardner Minshew looked really good. Hopefully that offense was only good because the Jets are bad, because we got to face them in 2 weeks. So, yeah.
Yeah. The Cardinals beat the Bears 33-22.
Chargers hold off the Bengals and pull away as they win 41-22.
The Rams get back on track and decimate the Jaguars 37-7.
So the Seahawks beat the 49ers 30-23, and that wallops along with the Minnesota Detroit game. That wallops the NFC playoff picture. So holy.
Yeah. And then the Chiefs take care of business versus the Broncos 22-9.
All right. Last night we have the Bills and Patriots on Monday night. It was a very, very windy night. The Pats countered this by running the ball a lot. 46 carries for 222 yards and only 3 pass attempts? Holy moly. They pulled out the win 14-10 over now 7-5 Bills team. Here's the thing about the Bills. Don't look back. Miami is on a 5-game win streak, and Buffalo's playoff hopes are in trouble. I'm not necessarily saying they're going to miss out because Josh Allen might get that team back right by season's end, but Miami's charging. They're not going to catch New England because New England is doing
amazing. If the Dolphins win the Super Bowl.
I mean, with what we've had this season, would not surprise me at all.
It would be cool. So yeah, fantasy football now. It's getting tight. So Harrison. So this is a message from the producer. So Harrison came on the show last Friday, talking smack about the trade he made to the producer. And actually, so the trade came down to DK Metcalf and
Well, he
Zach
did
Moss
nothing versus Washington.
coming to the producer for Tyreek Hill and Antonio Brown. Now, 2 weeks ago, 1.3 for Metcalf versus 0.0 for Brown last week. And then last week we had 9.3 for Metcalf versus 2.2 for Hill and Brown. So the producer got much more points than Harrison got out of it.
Yeah, what happened? But remember, Antonio Brown got suspended. Remember that?
Yeah.
So
So
did
Harrison,
this
you need
trade
to take
happen like 2 minutes
Harrison.
before the
No,
suspension?
it was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So Harrison, you need to take back your smack. The producer is first in the division and locked up a playoff spot. And Harrison is third and Harrison is third and is looking on the outside looking in. So yeah. We also the audience could judge who won this trade, but
I
seems
am
kinda obvious.
mathematically eliminated from playoff contention after a loss this week. Terry McLaurin did nothing, and the Chargers managed to keep Joe Mixon from running away. So, and Carson Wentz didn't do much. So that will bring my reign of the maker of the Silly Goose League. That will put that to an end as the champion because there was no champion yet. But we will see what happens. We'll have an awesome end of this league.
Anyways, we have the East Division, which is also kind of insane. So we have the Phantom Strikers and Team Baxi are locked into the playoffs.
Wait, did the Voice of Reason miss out on the playoffs?
Oh yeah, she hasn't checked her thing. So
I thought she was good.
No, well, she was, but then she started losing players because she didn't log in.
Yeah, Logan Thomas went down again. So
so in the West, the producer has 1 game lead on Team Dad and Team the Bombers and Harrison's team. So it's getting kind of tight. Team the Bombers has the easiest matchup of the 3 and appears to be in the driver's seat for the second playoff spot.
And this is why I like big leagues. A lot of people don't like big fantasy leagues, but what I love about these big leagues is it's anything can happen in the last few weeks because some teams start benching players later in the year because the playoff spots. It's gonna get nuts.
Yeah. Also in my own family league, I haven't checked it in a day or two. Let's see, because we have a personal garden. My family league. So
Nice.
Hold on a second. Stop being stupid, phone.
Yeah.
Why did you take a screenshot, you idiot? Sorry. My phone isn't the smartest thing sometimes.
Watch that be an iPhone.
Oof, I lost. So I'm 7-6 in this league.
I'm 6-7 in one of my leagues. Actually, one of my leagues, I'm 8.
Hey, I'm gonna win this week. Let's see. Let's go look at the playoffs right now.
I lost a couple. I started out 8-2.
Yeah, I'm 5th out of 10 in the league. So there is 4 spots in the championship semifinals. So if I win this week and the Bungles and Sheshep lose, then I am in. So
nice. All right, we got a lot to cover in the baseball. So we got nothing for our local squads, but the MLB is in a lockout thingy again. Players and owners cannot agree again. It's been reported that even the lockout goes long, the minor league seasons will continue. So don't worry, Fred Nats fans. The only restriction is that no player on the MLB 40-man roster can play. Look, these guys just gotta get a deal done. They can just talk it out. Look, I don't want to miss another baseball season. We already had our 2020 season robbed because of COVID. We can't lose the 2022 season.
How many times has the MLB season been lost because of the lockout?
It was what happened in the mid 90s. It was either 90. I think it was 1994. I don't have that exact. I'm not sure. But in 1994, there was a strike that they lost that second half of the season in the World Series. Atlanta could have won that year, so that's why I know that.
Yeah,
And
anyways, so that is what we have for MLB, but we have some NHL stuff. So so the Penguins, game 23 of the season, we have Connor McDavid with a 4-point night as the Oilers
holy.
won 5-2. So, geez Louise. So ouch. So game 24, the Penguins bounced back based with a stick of Jake Gensel's hat trick with a 4-1 win over the Canucks.
Nice.
The game 25, the backup goalie got the first win of the season, and Pens take down the Kraken at 6-1. Jeez.
Well,
and that's all we have for the Penguins this week. Now time for the Capitals.
Yeah, in Washington, we have game 3 versus the Panthers. The Caps were leading 4-1 in the third, and then they weren't. They blew the lead, and then they gave up a goal. They coughed up a goal with like 15 seconds left, and they lost 5-4. And game 24 versus the Blackhawks, Caps played a good game, but they fell in the shootout 4-3. Game 25 versus the Blue Jackets, the Caps look to get back on track, and they did just that with Alex Ovechkin getting his 750th career goal in a 3-1 win over the Blue Jackets. And then last night, game 26 versus the Ducks, the Caps pull it out with a third period tying goal. And then in overtime, that game was so good. It deserved better than a shootout. They should have just let them keep going until someone scored. I just love that game. It was amazing. Oh, and Tom Wilson got into his first fight of the season. One guy stick checked Daniel Sprung or someone like that. I don't exactly. Someone whacked someone else with a stick, and Tom Wilson was like, "Nah, And then one guy, like, he glared at him. Then the dude came at Wilson, and then Wilson beat him up. I didn't see the video. I listened to it on the radio, and my man John Walton, they paint the picture perfectly on the Capitals Radio Network. So we love those guys. And Wilson is now 1-0 on the year in fights. That was the first fight with the Capitals this season. So it was nice to finally get some ruckus. And that's what we got for Washington.
Yeah, we also have some NHL news. We have Travis Green, coach, and Jim Benning, GM, were fired by the Vancouver Canucks.
Ooh.
And we also have Alan, I don't even know his name. Elaine
Vigneault? I don't know.
Maybe. Was fired as coach of the the Philadelphia Flyers after losing 8 straight games. So yeah, get out of here, kid.
Yep. All right, we got the Wizards in NBA. They kick off the week with game 22, 115-107 win versus the Timberwolves. Game 23 was 116-101 loss to the Cavs, and they lost to the Raptors, and they lost to the Pacers. And yeah, this is the Wizards team we expected early in the year.
I need to go get my dad joke, so continue. Give me a second.
Okay, dokie. So yeah, the Wizards, they're not doing very good. We Rui Hachimura back. That's what I say. Then in other NBA news, you have Oklahoma City and Memphis.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just saying how the Oklahoma City Memphis game was an absolute blowout. So yeah, just like 73 points, something like that. That was a beat 'em. All right, continue. Let's get the jokes. Let's get some.
Now time for the best segment of all time. We have dad jokes of the week. So starting off strong, we have I am starting a new job in Seoul next week. I'll just restart this.
What?
I'm starting a new job in Seoul next week. It just seems like it'll be a good Korea move. Because Seoul's a city in Korea. I'm like, I didn't get
Korea move. I thought you said career move. Oh, I get that now. That's funny.
So what do you call a collage of pictures of all different types of plants?
What?
Photosynthesis.
That's good.
I thought up a great joke about boxing last night, but I forgot the punchline. Eggnog, I guess. Eggnog is okay, I guess, but it's not that all it's cracked up to be. Now, why don't they let football players wear glasses? It's a contact sport.
I like that last one.
And that is what I got for this week.
I like the glasses one and the photosynthesis one.
Yeah, but I still have two more, which I'm just gonna say. So you guys get next or two. So
bonus round. Skippy, Santa Skippy is getting very
yeah. What
Who's
superhero is the best dressed?
well,
Iron Man. My ex-girlfriend was obsessed with trying to find the largest known prime number. I wonder what she's up to now. Yeah, that's all dad jokes I got this week for you.
really big number, factorial, plus or minus 1. Boom.
Probably up into the millions by now.
Yeah, they're probably beyond that. Millions, they've already covered that. It's probably a thousand digits, something like that.
What's after a trillion?
A quadrillion?
What's after quadrillion?
Quintillion?
What's after quintillion?
I'm not that smart. Come on.
All right,
now
so
we
now
got
the
college
NCAA.
football. Let's go. All right,
Yes.
the Pac-12 championship, Oregon versus Utah. Utah blows the doors off the Ducks again. That's not what I was expecting. So holy moly.
We have the Big 12 championship, Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Baylor held on to upset number 5 Oklahoma State, ending their playoff hopes. But Oklahoma State had a 4th goal as time ran out, and they came up about 1 short on the run to the pylon.
Yeah, man, I really wanted to see Oklahoma State win that game.
That was such an ouch. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was so close. Now, the SEC Championship, Georgia versus Alabama. Alabama showed they're not done yet as they control most of the game versus number 1 Georgia. So that's concerning. I thought Georgia's defense was better. So
yeah, that may be a problem.
But look, everyone lets up a lot of points to Alabama. But we'll see what happens in the playoff series. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So the AAC Championship, we have Houston versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati kept their undefeated season alive with a convincing 35 to 20 over Houston.
In the Big Ten, we have Michigan versus Iowa. Michigan showed that their win against Ohio State was no fluke as they blew the doors off Iowa 42-3. I thought that would be enough to give them the 1 seed because of Georgia going down, but the committee is so suckers for Alabama. So yeah.
Yeah. So we have the final ACC Championship. We have Pittsburgh versus Wake Forest. Now Pittsburgh defeated old Wake Forest in 45-21 in what was an otherwise meaningless game. So
yeah. But Kenny Pickett, if he does something big in his bowl game, he might. Who knows? He might get Heisman if other people start throwing picks. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we also have a playoff preview.
So, oh yes.
Yeah, so we have Alabama versus Cincinnati.
Now that Cincinnati's gotten there, I really want to see Cincinnati go on a run, but Alabama is that firepower.
I just want to see Alabama lose.
Yeah, me too. And I want to see these non-Power 5 teams do well. I want to see Cincinnati win this, but Alabama has so much firepower.
Realistically, it's
it's like it was like a 10.5 spread when it opened up as. So yeah. And then we
Yeah.
got Michigan versus Georgia. That should have been that game should be the national championship. That Michigan Georgia, that's going to be an absolutely amazing game. I cannot wait.
That one's gonna be crazy. Yeah, and we also look out for our Friday Bowl preview shows. Notable. We have the Outback Bowl, which is Penn State versus Arkansas. The Wasabi Fenway Bowl, Virginia versus SMU. We have the New Era Penn State Bowl, Maryland versus Virginia Tech.
Oh, poo.
Yeah.
My boys playing each other. Dang it.
R+L Carriers, New Orleans Bowl. We have Louisiana versus Marshall. Dude, how do you feel about who are you gonna root for, Maryland or Virginia Tech?
You know, this game, it's kind of meaningless, but
All bowl games that are not in the playoffs are meaningless to me.
right, but I want to see just a high scoring affair. That's what I want to see, and at the end of that game, I want Tulia Tagovailoa and Braxton Burmeister shake hands at midfield and say, "Man, that was the best game I played in my life." That's what I want to see.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. So
we also have Alabama's quarterback Bryce Young and Michigan defense and Aiden Hutchinson.
yeah.
Oh no. And Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett and Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud are the Heisman finalists.
So yeah. Oh,
No.
see, Virginia's coach stepped down. They had a good year this year. It wasn't great by any stretch, but it was a good season.
It started out great, but it ended okay.
Now, what's up with our marble rankings now? Those ones took a loop.
Yeah, so it gets a mess now. So the final top. So I'll explain the goals again. So every football team starts with 100 marbles plus 10 bonus marbles for a Power 5 team on schedule. And a win at home takes 20 of your opponent's marbles. Win at the road takes 25 of your opponent's marbles. So with that being said, we have at number 1 Michigan with 616 marbles. Number 2, we have Alabama with 606 marbles. Number 3 of Baylor at 566 marbles. Number 4, we have Georgia at 515. Cincinnati at number 5, 466. Number 6, Notre Dame at 459. At Utah, we have at number 7, 457. Number 8, Ohio State, 436. 9, Ole Miss, 435. And at number 10, we have Oklahoma State, which is at 434.
Bottom of that top 10 is looking really tight.
Yeah.
So then college basketball, too much to deal with because we get NFL and college football. So that'll lead us right into the Big T Silly Season Minute. So we do not have much this week because NASCAR is in its most dead time of the season, but so
dead time of the
we do have some news regarding a bunch of teams moving around. Richard Petty sells RPM to the Gallagher family, meaning GMS will be going from having no Cup Series teams to having a top-notch truck team and 2 mid-pack Cup Series cars. Well, we don't know if they'll be mid-pack because we haven't seen the new next gen car yet. So GMS they've been a powerhouse in the lower series for years now, and now they were already planning on having a car come up to the Cup Series. They built a car with a new next gen car. They're going to have Ty Dillon drive 94. But they just bought out one of the most prestigious teams, Richard Petty Motorsports. Richard Petty is basically they call him the king in NASCAR. So no, I beg to differ. Earnhardt was the GOAT. That's what I say. But Richard Petty out of the sport. He sold that team. He'll probably still come to the track every now and then with that hat. We'll see what happens. We got the Clash coming up soon, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So
So we have now the potato of the week to finish off the podcast. So
yeah.
with potato of the week, we have the Minnesota Vikings, which always find a way to choke games, as this time they gave the Detroit Lions their first win of the season. Yeah. The jag-off of this week, we have the Winnipeg Jets defensiveman Neil Poink has been suspended for 2 games without pay for kneeing Toronto Maple Leafs defensive man Ramus Sandin during their game this week.
Well, that's not nice.
Shame on you. Round potato, we have Oklahoma City Thunder lost by a record 73 points on Thursday as they lost 152 to 79.
Yeah, that's a blowout.
Yeah. We have sweep potato of the week. NASCAR had their burnout competition. Brad
Keselowski.
Keselowski,
Yes.
Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney did theirs together, giving Keselowski a sweet goodbye from Penske as he moves on over to RFK Racing at the beginning of next season. What's RFK Racing?
RFK Racing it was Roush Fenway was basically Roush Racing was top notch in the early 2000s. Then they have fallen off over the past years, and because Jack Roush is getting pretty old, and now Brad Keselowski is going to be taking over management there. So I mean, I know Jack Roush will still be there, but it seems Brad Keselowski is going to have a very, very big influence on that. So yeah, and that was a very sweet goodbye from Penske Racing, having those 3 guys do their burnouts together. Those guys have been teammates for years. So yeah, it's sweet to see those guys go out with a bang.
Yeah. So we have silly goose of the week. We have the Phoenix Suns had a franchise record 18 wins in a row before it was broken Friday night. So geez.
Wait, did they lose?
Yeah.
Oh man.
18 wins in a row.
Wow, holy moly. So we got Big T's music notes. So Taylor Swift is back on country radio. Let's go. So I Bet You Think About Me featuring Chris Stapleton was number 38 on the country airplay chart this week. Speaking of the country airplay chart, that's what we're going to be covering the top 5 every week now. So at number 5, we got Knowing You by Kenny Chesney. Awesome song. At number 4, we got Cold As You by Luke Combs. He's looking for another number 1 up here. So at number 3, we got If I Didn't Love You by Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood. That duet has been all over the radio the past few months, so no surprise it's up near the top. Number 2 is Thinking About You by Dustin Lynch and Mackenzie Porter. That song, in fact, I remember when that Tullahoma album came out, and when I listened to it, I'm like, that song needs to be on radio. And now it is, so I win. And at number 1, Zac Brown Band is back on top with Same Boat at number 1. So congrats to the Zac Brown Band. It's awesome for them. It's awesome for them to have another.
I'm kind of shocked by like the songs that I keep hearing like every day. I was on a boat that day. I heard that song so many times. Was that one like fancy like Applebee's or whatever?
Oh my god, no, fancy like no, kill that. Kill it with fire. Walker Hayes is awesome. Kill that song.
I mean, what if it wasn't ever played, would you like it?
Probably. It's just that it's been so overplayed, and everybody who's like does not regularly listen to country music, they're like, oh, I know all the words to fancy, like I like country music. It's not.
It doesn't feel country.
Yeah, it's a good pop song. And they even got Kesha in the remix because, like, who's heard from Kesha in the past 5 years? Nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that if I was the age I am now with the music taste I have now, I would have been the biggest Kesha simp in 2010.
Yeah. I still don't think it's very much of a country song though. Doesn't sound like one normally.
It's like they're trying to push the edge. The past 5 years, they've been pushing the edge so much of what is a country song, what's not a country song. Country radio doesn't know what to do. Initially, with Old Town Road, only a few country stations bit. And
Hate that
Old Town
song.
Road does not belong on the country charts.
Hate that song so much.
I mean, it can go on the streaming charts. They can do whatever they want with that, but keep it off of radio.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that song.
Right. So
Anyways, that is all we have this week for the podcast. So make sure to tune in Friday. We will also be doing a sometime soonish. We'll be doing a Christmas song bank tier list.
yeah, and we gotta do that
So
Taylor Swift song tier list too at some point.
no, not
Yeah, we
in
got it.
December.
Look, we have a couple fans. Well, yeah, well, December, Taylor Swift's birthday is on the 13th, so why don't we do it that day? That's a Monday. No, I cannot.
I don't
Monday.
even listen to all the country songs, so I don't even listen to all their songs. So I
Well, look, they're the ones that you know. You'd know a few of them at least.
know a few of them, but not all of them. Not
Yeah,
like
but
I
then
listen to
I
every
can
album.
cover those. I can cover the blank spaces, Skippy. If anyone got that.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the episode. I'm just gonna end it there because that was just corny. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This looks to be a pretty long episode this week, so thanks for sticking around for us and keep on honking.